Morgai falls. Great was the rage and fear of the eye when its fiery sight came upon the dark castle of Durthang. For the Lord of Lies himself sits upon the brink of destruction. The great castle of Morgai has fallen, a stronghold of Hormenroth, of Deer, one of the nine. There is nothing left to protect the northern reaches of Efelduath, nothing to defend the narrow gap of Karak Angren, the Eisenmouth, and the deep dark vale of Udun. For the first time, the enemy has clear sight of the land of shadow and of what lays behind the Black Gate itself. All his dark plans now lie in the dust. He must move in the open. The Orc host forms as we speak. A terrible fire, as dark hunger, heat, fear, and a thirst for blood moves them. The castle must be retaken. The Great Eye commands it. Our spies have sent us a detailed report of devastation. Blah, 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 blah. That was me. Okay. Welcome back to Third Age Total War. Divide and conquer the Elves of Lindon. As we check our end-of-term report, I just realized I have 568,000 gold. Construction report. Forlond as a vineyard. Okay. Let's give it a in now then. Why not? Why not? Let's just do these things. Why not? Karas Orodselk, blacksmith. Londara tavern. Okay. Since we have the surplus money, why not? Ballista towers. Okay. Dusalon warehouse. Okay. Let's give it an army barracks then. Oh, nice. Eastern Osgiliath, Great Art Gallery. So let's give it stables. An orc camp is been repaired. Oh, it's repaired its wall. Okay. Recruitment report. Numenamar retrained. Okay, it's all retraining. So Harad decided not to besiege Imlad Karnen despite what amounted to a golden opportunity. Captain Adnan's just sitting here like a bum, making my terrain all brown. Ah, oh, I see. Yeah, okay, great. 50 turns. Yay! Yeah, the game will be not almost over, but 50 turns is turn 85, so out from the end. And I may very well have won by then. Who knows? I'm gonna, depending on when we win, I don't know when we're gonna win, but depending on when it happens, if that's before we get Eldar Winry Lancers, I'm just gonna keep playing until we see them, because I want to see those Eldar Winry Lancers. I must admit, actually, the Eldar Winry Lancers are a very nice touch, because, because the Elves of Lindon can only build one tier of stables, but, but if you capture, the extra tier, guess what? You get, suddenly you have our own, you discover that you basically have a hidden unit. I actually kind of like that touch. It's, what were you doing, Admiral? Okay. Admiral Stein, I was trying to call him, but it wasn't working. It was coming out as Admiral Gibberish Stein. Okay. Let's see. What else to build? Okay, you just upgraded. You're upgrading. You're almost done, in fact, Perth and Loon. Lond Angren. Artheron. Maybe I said that wrong. Anyway, okay, let's recruit these, since we'll have free upkeep from them anyway. We have to wait 2 turns on them. And we'll send yet another, group to, to the far south. Because I know I said the last army, the army I just sent was going to be the last one, but I lied. I'm going to try to send another one. Because I have the money for it, even if I send my income into the negatives. Well, guess what? It's going to take a lot of turns before I run out, so. Who are you? Diorthane the Fearless. Yes, he just beat a couple of armies up here. And I finally figured out a use for Upadian. He's gonna besiege the Eisenmouth.
Meet them with Elven Blade.
Destroy it!
I'm pretty sure you're supposed to slash them with Elven Blades, not beat them with the blades. You're just doing that wrong. Okay. Ooh, Eisenmouth. The Eisenmouth, or Karak Angren, is... Did I already read this? No, I have not. The Eisenmouth, or Karak Angren, is a pass through spurs of the Ephilduath and Erith Lithui at the far end of the Valley of Udun from the Moranen. It is a fortification built across a narrow valley as a precaution against any armies of spies that manage to penetrate in the Moranen. Any armies or spies that manage to penetrate the Moranon. Fortresses and towers guard each end of the pass, and a great earthen wall and ditch spans the passage itself, crossed only by a single bridge and gate. I can't see a poo. Let's see. What else do I have to read? Already read Ithilien. Can we see in that Estelad? No. Alright. Yes, Gobel Merland. Gobel Merland is an ancient city in southwestern Harondor, founded by Númenóreans in the middle of the Second Age. For a great expanse of time, it was part of the important trade route between Pelargir and Umbar and the lands to the south. After the Kinstrafe of Gondor, the city came under the rule of the Corsairs of Umbar, but this was hotly contested by the descendants of Eldikar. The centuries of war that followed have left the city a shrunken remnant of its former glory, and the contention between Umbar and Gondor leaves little hope for a trade-based recovery. It is still the largest settlement on the coast of the Bay of Belfalas between Lindon and Umbar, and as such holds old sway over significant rural hinterland. Let's see, Ramland. Harad, okay. Harad is the name of the immense... Ooh, voice crack. Harad is the name of the immense lands in the south of Gondor and Mordor. It is inhabited by many different tribes called Haradrim. The Mountains of Shadow are on the northern border of Harad. The river Harnan flows westward from the Mountains of Shadow to the Bay of Belfalas, forming Harad's border with southern Gondor, a desert region that is contested between Gondor and Harad. The Harad Road runs from Harad northward through South Gondor and on to Ithilien. To the northeast of Harad is Khand, a land that also has ties with Sauron. In the west, Harad is bounded by the Bay of Belfalas and the sea. The northernmost part of Harad is called Near Harad, and the southern part was Far Harad. On the coast, there is a natural harbor with a narrow cape curving around it. The coastal region around the harbor is known as Umbar, and the harbor is called the Havens of Umbar. The seafaring raiders known as the Corsairs live there. At the eastern end of the harbor is the city of the Corsairs. Much of Far Harad is jungle, although there is also is a desert. In the great forests of the south in Far Harad live gigantic olifants, which are used by the Haradrim as moving war towers. Harad's location in the far south isolates it to a certain extent from the rest of Middle-earth. The climate is much warmer and sunnier. Even the constellations in Harad's night sky down in the southern hemisphere are different from those in northern Middle-earth. Alright, I think I've read everything I need to read for now. Okay, I kind of have an army shut up here in Tir Ethride. I'm not sure what to do about that. Oh, yes.
My lord.
Might as well make a trade with Khan, because why not?
Yes. Stopping here.
I mean, it's not like we'll ever be sharing borders for at least for a while now. For a while yet. By the way, my spy has done it. He has entered eastern Mordor, plain of Lithlad, western Nirn. Wait, where's eastern Nirn? Plague lands. Where the hell's eastern Nirn? Doesn't make any sense. Oops, messed that up. They're so close to Barad-dûr we can practically taste the brimstone. Practically taste it.
Swiftly.
Oop. Yeah, I forgot to take off quick movement. Alright, let's see. Gondi and the Mean. Alright, Melimian's here. I forgot I moved him. Alright, let's see. Glorfindel the Infantryman. That's a very long name. He's deranged now. Great. It's so good that he has, like, all these high, command, respect, and loyalty stats, or, he'd be, like, totally screwed as a normal general.
Follow me.
Alright, Durthang actually improves slightly with our Allion governing. Let's see though. Okay, public order is actually still pretty good here, I guess, because it's Citadel. Alright, so let's get our army together.
Elven warriors.
Yes, my lord.
My lord.
Yes, my lord. Onward!
Ready, elves.
Okay, four units should be good for this. Kirith Ungol. Gandhi the Mean. Alright, let's see.
Yes, my lord.
Alright, what I'm probably going to do is move some of Captain Haberston's forces into Glorfindel's army, I think, is what I'm going to do.
Like the wind.
So we'll link up, and we'll have Gondian.
Elves.
Okay, let's see. Let's get him out of Kirith Ungol, see what happens to public order. 145, so we're good here. To move some more of his troops into Burp. I don't want to do that on the recording, though, because that'd be gross, sort of.
For the light.
I guess it depends on how I burp. But anyway.
Elven warriors. Elves.
Okay, let's get the guard.
Elven warriors. Elves.
Oh, hello. There's a Mordor spy.
Come on. Reinforcements.
Alright. Kirith Ungol and Durthang should be safe. Because they don't really share any borders. Well, Durthang does, but hopefully the presence of Upadian and Glorfindel and everyone else moving about should
Come, my brothers.
help to counter that influence.
Over here, elves.
Because we are marching on Barad-dûr. I said in the weirdest voice possible. Hello, Macrolg. And there's a good omen! Because a good omen can't leave me alone for a minute. It's like a plague, a curse. Alright. It is a very pretty song. I really wish I could play it. I really wish I could play it in the videos, but it's like, again, YouTube will flag it, and YouTube's flagging's already kind of inconsistent, because half the time when it appears, it'll just keep me from monetizing my videos. The other half of the time, it will just block the video in the United States. And I can't have that. So, the end result is that, I basically just have to mute it in the editing process, and it's unfortunate, but it's so be it. So be it. Alright, we'll get two spies going out that way. There we are. Something about the eye texture is kind of bugging me. I think just because it looks so flat. I mean, I guess it's not surprising it looks flat. I mean, they couldn't really... Like, they try to make it I'm not sure if you can even make it animated on the world map in this game. But,
Elves, for the light. Ships ready.
another Numeri Mar. I want at least 6 before I try to clear out the rebel navies here. Once I cleared those, I don't know. I don't know what Gondor and Dol Amroth here are going to do, actually. They just kept their navies there, and it kind of boxed me in. It's really aggravating. It really is. Hello, Haladon. Hello, Captain Freyanway. Winway. Freya Winnie, whatever. Freya Wine! Yeah, that's right. Freya Wine. That works. For all I know, that's how it's pronounced. Anyway! Alright, let's see. Umbar! Let's see. 12 turns before I get the next batch of Elder Winwy. Because if you've noticed, when I train my troops, I tend to make them in batches rather than send them up piecemeal. And partially, part of the reason I do that, actually, is to ensure that ambushes don't kind of screw me over. If a single unit got ambushed, it'll get killed. It'll get slaughtered. So I want to send them in small groups so that even if they get intercepted by an army, they can at least do some damage or something. Particularly my elite units. So that's why I do this. That's why I send them up in clusters rather than piecemeal. Even though I could basically use you basically use the men now. You could train them now and make them You know, make them march now. Okay, let's see. Alright, fellow swordmasters. Okay. I don't know why I just did that ice cream truck song sound just now, but whatever. I'm not crazy. Shut up. Okay. Oh, we're closing in here on I'm not sure we're gonna make it unless we move Aidanos to Just, who probably has all the corrupt. Okay, let's see. He's poor with taxes. Okay, so that's just. He's prone to rhetoric. That's just. He's an embezzler. That's very just. He's a womanizer. That's very, very just. He's widely extravagant. That's just. He has exotic tastes. That's fine. He's fascinated by foreigners. That's just. That's actually just. Though it reduces his public security. I really wish that actually this particular trait would actually have like a benefit besides screwing with his public personal security. Okay, he feels honored. Okay, everything else is fine, but obviously a womanizing embezzler is the most just man on the face of Middle Earth, so you know, just so we're clear on that. That's how it works. Oh, sweet. Other Winwees, infantry. All right, now we need. Okay, we'll make cavalry here, I guess. Next turn. Because I've generally noticed that having artillery riders in an army is indispensable. You know, they're like an indispensable part of my armies. You know, even though they're not all that strong, they are. You know, that's like we've seen it. A good charge can really turn what turns into a long protracted battle into an utter rout for the enemy. So into an utter rout against the enemy. Whatever. You get my point. I'm not sure if I used the terminology quite correctly there, just why I hesitated. Alright, anyway, I'm going to end the turn. I'm actually going to end recording now, but when we return, we shall continue the advance on the Dark Tower of Sauron. As soon as we save. Okay. Alright, we have arrived at the next turn. Why is Admiral Elroy here just stalled out here? What the hell? Keep moving.
Yes, sir. Full sails.
End of turn report.
No further.
Okay. Alright. Construction report. Londoneth. Hall of Music. Okay, let's get a blacksmith. Why not? Perthen Moon is now a large city. So let's get it a great market. Alright. Minas Morgul Army Barracks. Because I still don't quite understand why I didn't have them to begin with, but whatever. Oh, I already have a lot of culture there. Orc Camp has an artist studio, art gallery. Darthang, an art studio. So art gallery again. Alright, recruitment report. Okay, lots of Fala swordmasters. It's because they're strong. Also, Rohan's practically beaten the defenders of Moranon. Now it's all it's left seems to be a siege. All right.
Approaching quietly.
Let's close in on Barad-dûr. Mordor capital. At least it's the capital again, right? Let's see what lore I can read. Alright, let's see first. Okay. Alright, let's see here. Gorgoroth. The plateau of Gorgoroth is a plateau in northwestern Mordor in the midst of which stands Mount Doom. To the east of Mount Doom upon the spur of Ered Lithwi, Sauron constructed his fortress of Barad-dûr. Barad-dûr is the greatest fortress ever built since the fall of Angband. It was founded upon a mighty iron mountain throne above immeasurable pits and appeared even blacker and darker than the mantling clouds and shades in which it stood. It is immeasurably strong with countless gargantuan towers, walls, and battlements, and it is made of very hard and unbreakable substances. Usually it is described as made of steel, iron, or adamant. It has gaping gates, great courts and dungeons with deep and terrible prisons. Its topmost tower has cruel pinnacles and an iron crown from which, in immeasurable height, the piercing and never-sleeping eye of Sauron stares out. Barad-dûr. Stronghold of Sauron in Mordor. The Dark Tower is at the end of a long spur of the Ash Mountains on the northern border of Mordor. The tower overlooks the plateau of Gorgoroth. A road leads northwestern from the Dark Tower to the Black Gate, about 100 miles away. Mount Doom is about 30 miles directly west of the Dark Tower. Sauron's road runs from the western gate of the Dark Tower over an iron bridge spanning an abyss, and then across Gorgoroth to the eastern slopes of Mount Doom. The people whoever wrote these, I don't know what descriptions are originally in Third Age Total War and which ones come from Divide and Conquer. But those really need to get fixed up, because there's a lot of repetition in them right now, and they're a little, what's the word? They're a little mechanical written. They're written a little mechanically right now. The Dark Tower is an immense fortress of immeasurable strength. It was made of iron and extremely hard stone, and its gates are steel. The tower is black and is wreathed in veils of shadow woven by Sauron. It is very tall, with many walls, battlements, and towers. The highest tower is topped with an iron crown, and in it is the window of the eye from which Sauron gazes. Within the Dark Tower are great courts and an armory and windowless dungeons, and beneath the tower are deep pits. Sauron began building the Dark Tower around the year 1000 of the Second Age, when he chose Mordor as his realm. The tower was completed around the year 1600 of the Second Age. Sauron forged the One Ring in Mount Doom at this time as well, and the foundations of the Dark Tower were strengthened by the power of the ring. Sauron ruled from the Dark Tower and expanded his power in Middle-earth until he was challenged by Ar-Pharazôn, king of Numenor, in 3262 in the Second Age. Seeing the might of Ar-Pharazôn's forces, Sauron came down from the Dark Tower and allowed himself to be taken to Numenor. There he persuaded Ar-Pharazôn to defy the Valar and sail to the Undying Lands, which led to the downfall of Numenor in 3319 of the Second Age. Sauron's physical body was lost in destruction in Numenor, but his spirit returned to the Dark Tower in 3320 of the Second Age. There he took up the ring again and assumed a new form. In the War of the Last Alliance, elves and men marched to war against the Sauron and defeated his forces at the Battle of Dagorlad before the Black Gate in 3434 Second Age. The armies of the Last Alliance then entered Mordor and besieged the Dark Tower. The siege of Barad-dûr lasted 7 years. At last, in 3441 of the Second Age, Sauron himself came down from his tower and fought Isildur took the One Ring from, and fought with Gil-galad. I've skipped a line there. Came down from his tower and fought with Gil-galad and Elendil. All three fell in that mortal contest, and Isildur took the One Ring from Sauron and kept it for himself. The Dark Tower was destroyed, but the foundations could not be broken as long as the ring survived. Sauron returned around 1050 of the Third Age and established a new stronghold, Dol Guldur in Mirkwood. The White Council attacked Dol Guldur in 2941, and the next year Sauron returned in secret to Mordor. In 2951, he declared himself openly and began rebuilding the Dark Tower. Sauron has a palantir in the Dark Tower, most likely the Ithil stone that had been taken by the Nazgul from Minas Ithil. And finally, the Ithil stone. Okay. The Palantir is sometimes translated as seeing stones, or stones that can be used in communications with one another, and also to see many things across the face of the world. When its master looks into it, he can communicate with other stones and anyone who might be looking into them. Okay? I guess I technically have that description on my in the Palantir in Lond Artheron. Well, not in Lond Artheron, it's in the towers to its east, but, you know, you get the point.
Yes.
Alright, can we infiltrate? Yes. Oh, trade increase. He's now a spy. The funny thing is that, thanks to the Pickpocket, the Dancer, and the Beguiling Bard, his subterfuge skill has been maxed out for ages. He just picked up an excellent retinue, which is very nice. Alright. Berkelion, watch the eastern road.
Quietly. I shall continue to...
Now, I wonder what, in terms of the rankings, I wonder what Mordor is at anyway. Regardless, alright, let's,
Elves!
Yes,
okay,
my
let's
lord.
see. Let's move you to this intersection here, right? Okay, then we're gonna move you here, Gondian. We're gonna move Glorfindel here.
Over here, elves!
Alright, and let's see. Glorfindel has a lot of archers and some infantry, but a lot of half units. He's good on cavalry, though.
Elven
Okay,
warriors!
we need more cavalry. We need more cavalry here. We need more cavalry there. let's see.
Come, my brothers.
Okay, he's an additional cavalry. He needs archers, it looks like.
For the light.
We have 3. He has 3. So, that is the perfect number.
For the light. Swiftly. Elves.
And here we have 2 units of Sindar archers. Okay, we'll give 1 unit to Glorfindel.
Come on. For the light.
All right, let's see. Oop, didn't mean to do that. Let's see.
Follow me.
Okay, Glorfindel needs more infantry, so
Elves.
follow swordmasters and Mythical nobles. So let's give him
For the light.
3 units of Sindar guard.
Elves.
All right, and actually that's about it. Let's see the infantry here. Sindar guard, Elder Winry spearmen.
Elven warriors.
So let's see.
For the light.
We'll give him 2 Sindar spearmen units. And that's about it, frankly. I guess we'll make this reform Haberston into a 3rd army, maybe with Gondian as head. Though we got to be careful with that because Orc Camp, of course, shares a direct border with a lot of Mordor right now, so that makes it vulnerable. 29%. Checking my culture. 23. Oh, we're already at 50. Or no, 44%. Okay. Right, Sindar Spearmen can be gotten at this point. Wait. Why is the recruitment so slow in Ostafil? That makes no sense. It's a forestry. Why isn't it... What? Okay, that makes no damn sense at all. Things are quicker here. What? Wait, is it? Are they? I have no idea. Why is... Okay, I think that needs to be fixed somehow, because Ithilien is a forest region. I captured it specifically because it was a forest region. Oh, hello. Oh, Captain Khaldun, or whatever your name is. Oh, hello, Yaman the Builder, near Gobel on Kalaman. Okay, we'll recruit those, and we'll start marching them toward Mordor. I don't know if they'll be able to participate in anything, though. We'll find out. We shall find out. Alright, let's see. What units are coming up the Anduin? Alright. Yeah, replacement garrison forces. Okay, let's sail you there.
We can go no further.
Oh, it looks like that assassin's gone from here. At least in theory, it could just be... He could have just have wandered away a bit, but... Looks like he might actually be gone, which would be nice. Oh, Admiralty. We'll build that because we get the surplus money! So much money, I hardly know what to do with it. That's, I think that's mostly a side effect of, That's mostly a side effect of, brain fart. You know, just the vast region I had to conquer as Lindon, you know, I got to... You know, I had to take Enedwythe first, which is basically just a logical expansion. It's not exactly the wealthiest region on the planet. Though Londare is definitely a wealthy place, but, you know, again, not the wealthiest either. You know, and then we have to capture Umbar, which is easily one of the biggest income cities on in the entire map. I mean, look at it, still 10,500, and that's with Miluion being horrifically corrupt. You know, just think about that for a second. You know, Miluion's horrifically corrupt, yet somehow manages to govern a city more effectively than Glorfindel. Oh wow, he's gained a lot of fear traits. Holy crap. Driven by rage. Cruel ruler. Disrespects prisoners. That seems like a adulterer. Unjust. Total authoritarian. I guess that explains why Gobem and Alonso's stable, though. Anyway. You know, we're just gonna build an Admiralty everywhere, because why the hell not? No, just gonna build there, too. But, so, Yaman the Builder, are you thinking of besieging Gabel and Kalamon? Because, I'm willing to fight you here. Just throwing it out there. I'm gonna fight you. And it's not gonna end well for you. Oh, so many turns. So many turns, it's not even funny. Alright, let's see. Anything else I can build? Doesn't look like it. Look at them. Gondian. Oh, it's Melimian. I just call Melimian Gondian again. Oops. Oops. Sorry. Don't hurt me. You know what? I know what I can do with this force. I can use them to garrison the Orc camp. And then I can move the more experienced, albeit smaller, units in the Orc camp with Melimian out toward Barad-dûr. Because, you know, if we're going to besiege Barad-dûr, we're going to do it right. We're going to have enough armies there that, you know, if I really wanted to, I could just run it right over. Yeah. Alright. Let us save again, and let us end the turn, because I don't think there's anything else I have to do right now, so... Yeah. Okay. So Harad is struck. Oh, and Moranon is besieged. The Black Gate of Mordor has long stood unassailed, opposing all who would enter the Dark Lands. Now, however, there is a force deeming themselves sufficiently strong that is determined to make war on the Dark Lord himself. Brave indeed, or perhaps foolish, is this host, for the gates of the Dark Land are unforgiving. The greatest of all walls in Middle-earth, they are wrought of black iron and defended by a vast host. To assault such a formidable fortification is to face great peril. Even now, the drums rumble beneath the Black Gate as the might of Mordor prepares to crush all those who dare to come before it. Yep. Diorthine the Fearless attacks Moranon. Will he succeed, or will he fail? Settlement besieged, Gobel and Kalamon, by Yaman the Builder. And apparently 2 other armies, because one just apparently decided to crop up at random there. And Imlad Karnan, by Captain Khaldun. One of these sieges is terrifying, the other not so much. End of turn report. Thank you. Construction complete. The ballista towers of Tir Ethride. And, oh, I still have a lot of things to build here. Well, not a lot, but I still have things to build here. The warehouse, for example. Recruitment report. Okay.
Ships ready.
Alright, Landred men.
My lord.
Now we shall march to Orc camp.
Swiftly. Form up. Ships ready.
Alright, we shall return this navy, I think, to the land of the Wildmen.
Set sail.
Alright.
We can go no further.
Oh, Morgost built a lot of troops in the last turn, it looks like, or merged with one of the armies near it. Not sure which. Ah, hello, Macrold the Assassin. Bit of, whatchamacallit,
Like the wind.
what's the word? Candor for you. I actually did a bit of safe scumming twice in this last turn, because twice that assassin, with literally one subterfuge, assassinated Gorfindel twice. And I said, screw that. Because the only way I'm losing, even like Gondian or Van Affendon or Melemian, isn't through assassination, it's through battle. Alright, I am perfectly willing to lose them through battle, not through some bullshit assassination. So, I basically went back twice, and, yeah, kind of adjusted it so it wouldn't happen. Basically by moving Haberston and Gondian to where the assassin was killing, to Glorfindel. You know, so judge me if you will, but I'll be perfectly honest, I hate that so much. I mean, I'll use assassination myself in the game and so forth, and, you know, you've seen, you know, I haven't minded having, you know, losing certain lords, you know, particularly the weaker ones, to, what's his name? Well, whatever his name was, the dead guy, who was in Ostethil. You know, I don't necessarily mind losing them to assassination, but when, you know, when the ones you rely on for combat, and especially when they lose, especially when they die to one subterfuge assassins, yeah, I can't. Yeah, I can't. That's too bit of a pill for me to swallow. Can't do it. Cannot do it. So now Glorfindel is alive, as is Gondian, as is Captain Haberston. Not that anyone went after him. Poor guy. And we're going to continue this invasion. However, that's going to happen for next turn, the Siege of Barad-dûr, because I've been recording for a long time. I'm going to have to do a lot of editing. You know, it's probably going to be around. It's probably going to be around more like a half-hour episode, but maybe a little more. But but I hope not a little more, because it's half hour of nothing. But I want to thank all of you for watching. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, etc., etc., etc. And I will catch you next time as the War of the Ring forces its way ever deeper into Mordor. That didn't sound right. I better end this recording now.